The primary purpose of this research was to examine whether people have a negative stereotype of other people based on whether they perceive other consumers to be materialistic. There's a lot of research that shows that materialistic people have poorer social relationships than non-materialistic people. And most of the research has explored that from the perception that materialistic people have problematic personalities. There's something wrong with the materialistic people. We wanted to build on that with kind of the flip side, which was this idea that people have negative stereotypes of other people they perceive to be materialistic. So if they see someone and they think, oh, this is a materialistic person, they have this negative stereotype, they're less likely to want to have a social relationship with the person. They're less likely to get to know the person. So a big question is, what do we mean by materialistic behavior? What is that even about? And we started with the idea of materialistic purchases. And materialistic purchases is where someone is spending discretionary income. So, after you've taken care of everything that you need to, the money you have for fun, your mad money, what do you spend that money on? And a materialistic purchase is a purchase where this discretionary resource is spent with the intention of acquiring something tangible, an item. And we compare that to experiential purchases where, again, you're spending your mad money, it's the money you have for fun, but you're spending it with the primary intention of having an experience, something that you live through, and at the end of it, you don't have anything tangible. Material purchases are things like clothing, jewelry, watches, items like that, and experiential purchases are concerts, outdoor experiences, trips, travel, things like that. One thing that our research shows is that there are strong negative stereotypes associated with materialistic behavior. So for example, one thing we did is we just asked people to tell us about someone, to think of someone they knew who they thought of as materialistic, or to think of someone they knew who they thought of as experiential, and just tell us, write about that person, tell us attributes that were associated. Most were negative. So people said, oh, people who are materialistic are self-centered, they're selfish, they're insecure, they're judgmental. On the other hand, if you talk about someone who's experiential, you describe those people in entirely positive terms: friendly, humorous, open-minded, intelligent, caring, outgoing, things that we value. One thing we found that was very interesting is that just being associated with a materialistic purchase activates this negative stereotype. So another study we did, we had a panel of consumers from all over the country, from all different ages, and we just told them a small amount of information about someone. And one of the pieces of information that they learned was either that they made a materialistic purchase, like a new shirt, or an experiential purchase, like a ski lift ticket. So we matched them for the amounts of money that they spent on them. Just knowing that someone made a materialistic purchase resulted in a much more negative evaluation, much less interest in getting to know the person. And what we see across our studies is an inference that the person who made a material purchase is extrinsically motivated. And what that means is that just knowing you made a materialistic purchase leads someone to think that you are motivated by status, as opposed to being intrinsically motivated by personal enjoyment or personal development or growth, which is a pretty big stereotype to have on the basis of knowing someone bought a shirt. We did one study where we brought two strangers in for a study where they were going to participate in a dialogue study. So they're assigned a topic, they have some time to think about it, and then they come together and they have a conversation for 15 to 20 minutes. It's a face-to-face interaction with all of the richness that that involves. Eye contact, body language, everything that's there. And then they are separated, taken to different rooms, and they're asked a variety of questions about the interaction. And overall, when they talk about materialistic purchases, they're much more negative about the person, even knowing that they were assigned to talk about materialistic purchases. So that was just really fascinating, and we even asked them to indicate whether they would be willing to do a study with that same person again. And when they talked about the materialistic purchase, they're much less willing to have another study with that person as opposed to with somebody else.